Maybe this feels familiar. You did everything right. You showed up, you cared, you fought for something real. But somehow she still slipped away. And now you're the one left wondering if she even misses what she lost. You tell yourself you've moved on, but late at night when the world goes quiet, her memory still pulls at you. You replay every word, every look, every moment where you thought, if I just tried a little harder, maybe she'd still be here. And now all you can think about is, does she even feel it? The weight of what she walked away from, the version of you she'll never get again? If this is you, you're tired of being the one who hurts while she gets to walk away untouched. You're tired of pretending it doesn't sting when she looks happier without you. But deep down, you don't want revenge. You want peace. You want to let go in a way that makes her see what she lost without you having to prove a thing. Because there's an art to that, to letting go so gracefully, so powerfully, that she's left replaying everything you once were to her. So the question is, when you finally stop trying to make her regret losing you, is that when she finally does? Most men get this part wrong. They think making her regret losing you means showing her what she's missing. They chase status, attention, or new women just to spark jealousy. But here's the truth. That's not power. That's still reaction. And when you're reacting to her, you're still controlled by her. Real strength isn't loud, it's calm. It's the quiet conviction of a man who no longer needs to prove anything. You don't need to make her see what she lost. Time and truth will do that for you. Your only job is to return to yourself, to rebuild the man you became when you stopped needing validation from anyone, especially her. There's a core masculine principle most men forget. You can't hold on to something that's already gone. The more you grip it, the faster it slips through your hands. But the man who lets go, completely, without bitterness, becomes untouchable. His silence says more than any post, any new girl, or any comeback ever could. Letting her regret everything isn't about creating her pain. It's about reclaiming your peace. It's realizing she doesn't get to decide your worth anymore. You do. Because the truth is, when a man stops needing to be seen, he becomes impossible to forget. It's late, the kind of night where the air feels heavy and the silence has weight. You're sitting in your car, parked outside the place you used to go together, the same coffee shop where she once laughed like she'd never leave. The lights are off now, reflections of the past flickering across the windshield. You grip the steering wheel, not in anger, just in stillness. Your phone lights up. Her name doesn't appear. It hasn't in weeks. You scroll, almost out of habit, but stop yourself this time. There's a quiet whisper in your chest that says, you've already said enough. So you set it down, take a breath, and for the first time in a long time, you don't reach back. You remember the last words she said, how they echoed sharp and final, but now the sound of your own heartbeat feels stronger. The urge to prove something fades. You realize she'll replay moments like this one day, wondering how the man who once chased her learned to disappear so completely. Outside, a light drizzle begins to fall, tapping gently against the glass. You watch it slide down, slow, deliberate, like time itself is washing everything clean. You don't feel anger, you don't even feel loss, just an unfamiliar calm, the kind that comes when you finally stop fighting what's already gone, and in that quiet moment you understand something she never will. Sometimes the most powerful way to make someone regret losing you is to stop needing them to. Most men are taught to make her regret losing them by proving something, to become richer, colder, harder, more desirable. They think, if she sees how much better I've become, she'll realize what she lost. But that's not growth, that's performance. That's still you orbiting around her, hoping she notices the light you're trying to create. Here's the first truth. She didn't leave because you weren't enough. She left because she couldn't see your value. And that's not yours to fix. You can spend your life trying to get back the version of her who once wanted you, or you can start becoming the man who doesn't need to be chosen to know his worth. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. The second lie men believe is that indifference equals power. You think being cold, silent, or emotionless makes you strong, but it's just another mask. True masculine power isn't about pretending you don't feel. It's about mastering what you feel. The calm man isn't numb. He's centered. He doesn't chase, but he also doesn't hate. He walks away. not because he's given up, but because his peace costs too much to trade for chaos. You don't win by being colder, you win by being unshakable. And the third belief, it may be the hardest to break, manner, is thinking she has to see your value for it to exist. You think her regret validates your pain, but her realization isn't your closure. The moment you stop needing her to feel sorry, you become free. Because here's the quiet truth. When you no longer need to be remembered, that's when you're unforgettable. Her regret isn't your reward. Your peace is. You don't let her regret everything by trying to make her feel it. You let her regret everything by finally living a life that doesn't revolve around her absence. By showing, without a single word, that you've come home to yourself. The 1% headman moves differently. He doesn't chase closure, he creates it within himself. While most men spend months trying to prove a point, he learns that peace is the point. He doesn't react to being left, he refocuses. He doesn't beg to be seen. He becomes so centered that being seen stops mattering. This is what he understands. Her regret is not his goal. Alignment is. He knows that trying to make someone feel your absence means you're still living for their attention. So instead, he lives for his own standard. He sharpens his focus, his purpose, his energy, not to show her what she lost, but to remember who he is. The 1% headman knows that silence isn't a game. It's a frequency. He doesn't use it to punish. He uses it to protect his peace. He doesn't pull away to manipulate. He steps back to reconnect. He leads with presence, not pressure. Because when a man is truly grounded, he doesn't need to chase outcomes. Outcomes start aligning with him. This is how he reclaims his power, by realizing that letting her regret everything isn't about her pain, it's about his peace. It's about no longer needing anyone to validate what he already knows. That his worth was never up for negotiation. He doesn't wait for her to look back. He walks forward, calm, focused, and free. Because the 1% headman understands one timeless truth. When you let go without hate, you rise without limit. It happens quietly, not in a burst of anger, not in a moment of revenge, but in stillness. You wake up one morning and realize the ache isn't as sharp anymore. Her face doesn't flash through your mind like it used to. You scroll past the memories that once stopped your breath, and this time they don't own you. There's a weight in your chest, but it feels different now. Not pain, just space. Space where all the waiting used to live. You finally understand that she was never the reason you hurt this long. Your attachment to the story was the story that said if she regretted leaving, then somehow it would heal you. But you see it now. That was never her job. It was yours. You stand by the window, light spilling through, and something shifts. The world looks the same, but you don't. You're not the man hoping she'll remember what she had. You're the man finally remembering what he lost in himself while chasing her, and in that realization you feel calm, the kind that doesn't need to be seen, the kind that can't be shaken. You don't need her to text, to notice, to miss you. You've already done the one thing she never expected. You let go. That's the art of it, letting go so fully that regret finds her on its own. Not because you made her feel it, but because you finally stopped trying to. You don't need to make her see what she lost. Life has a way of revealing what ego hides. The same silence she once mistook for weakness will echo loudest when she realizes it was peace. The same man she thought would wait forever finally stopped waiting. And one day when she remembers the way you loved her, steady, real, and without games, she'll understand the cost of taking it for granted. But by then, you won't need her regret anymore. Because the moment you stop chasing what broke you, you become everything she'll never find again.